Hey, this is Monkey Master, and I'm going to be showing you some replays today. So, I'm using Fusion Armament again. There's a Blue Eyes video going up where it's about like an OTK against Snake Eyes and stuff like that. It was before Fusion Armament came out. I don't know if I'm uploading it before this one or after this one, but if I upload it after this one or even before this one, just remember that it was before this update. But anyway, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I can easily summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon now, thanks to Fusion Armament. I mean, I am trying to summon Blue Eyes Shining Dragon again, but I don't think I was able to, unfortunately, in these replays I have saved. But that doesn't matter, because Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, the GOAT, and yeah, my opponent left because of rivalry, and also a 4,500 attack dragon, so those two. If I had a weak monster there, do you think my opponent would leave? No, they would just be like, you know what, I'll attack that monster, I'll stay in with my Tilland's monster, it's okay. You know, Tilland's, whatever. Nah, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 4,500 attack. Rah! Just trying to think if we saw Shining. There was one game where I summoned Baron and Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, and it was so amazing. And then it just turns out my opponent wasn't... I don't know what the hell my opponent was doing. Should I show that replay anyway? At the end, maybe? I don't know. Nah, maybe not. I don't know. It was weird. But I didn't save it. I was like, this sucks. But yeah. So my opponent summoned a Luba. I used Effect Veiler. You know, sometimes if you stop a Luba and your opponent doesn't have like... You know, like let's say your opponent's using Branded and you stop your opponent's... I'm trying to burp, sorry. And you stop your opponent's a Luba and they don't have Branded Fusion in the hand. Like most of the time it does make your opponent stop, which is nice. Also my opponent used Droll, which is funny because I'm not like getting more cards from my deck to my hand now. So, you know, that's fine by me. Your Droll, right? Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. That's right. So here I could have waited to, you know, get Blue Eyes Jet Dragon and stuff like that. But I wanted to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon now, just so I could play Assault Synchron and then Synchro Summon into Baron. So I could have waited and stuff, but nah, I'd rather do this because I have Skill Drain and Summon Limit as well. Like, Summon Limit usually screws Branded over. So if my opponent wants to play like Harpies or Evenly Matched or something, I can just negate it Baron. And yeah. So my opponent summoned this and then did this. I didn't realize that, yeah, my opponent could, you know, fuse with this. But, you know what, me negating that monster did make my opponent fusion, like, use the quick effect of fusion summon. So I guess I'm alright with doing that. I guess I'm fine with that. But here I use Skill Drain and my opponent's effect couldn't go through. Then I also use Summon Limit, which made my opponent stop. So I guess I was fine with that negate, because my opponent was going to summon that monster anyway, and blah 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 blah. So I was fine with that. I don't know if it was the correct choice, but I was fine with it. So I have Infinite Permanence, which sucks right now, because I have Skill Drain on the field. But that's fine. It's all good. And then I set that down. Then my opponent got that back from their graveyard to the hand, whatever. And then my opponent just forgot about Skill Drain. Because, yeah, my opponent summoned Elbaz. Tried using Elbaz's effect. Obviously didn't go through. Yeah, sure, okay. I think in these replays you're just going to see a lot of Floodgates, but look, I'm using Blue Eyes, man. I need Floodgates. Do you think Floodgates would work in a Branded deck? Kashtira deck? There was once, I've said this story before, but once a Kashtira player was using Floodgates and it just did not work. It screwed my opponent over so much. I'm like, why are you running Floodgates with Kashtira? Like, Blue Eyes welcomes Floodgates, so it's like, who's gonna win now? Your 2,000 something attack or my 3,000 attack? And yeah, just screwed my opponent. I had no idea why my opponent was using like Floodgates, like they're currently one with Kashtira. It's like, dude, no. Maybe that could have screwed over some other player, sure. But me that was using Blue Eyes, it's like, nah, no, no chance. Blue Eyes welcomes floodgates. So here I went to switch into Blue Eyes Jet Dragon because I already used my Omni Negate and I might as well protect their Chameleon 1. So yeah, the Omni Negate is gone. But my opponent did use Maxi, which is unfortunate. But not really, because I only special summoned one monster. I was hoping that my opponent can't summon anything if I activated their Chameleon 1. Because maybe they could have summoned the dragon. But yeah, my opponent couldn't, so that was nice. Then my opponent synchro summoned into Draco. And then just didn't read my cards. But I did let Blue Eyes Jet Dragon get destroyed. I need some water. I did let Blue Eyes Jet Dragon get destroyed because that has an effect if I activated an effect, so yeah. So here I summon Blue Eyes Jet Dragon again, which is nice. And then I put Dictative Dick in attack position, and I attacked and attacked. And then I sit down Cold by the Grave. I have Ash Blossom, I have Cold by the Grave. I was feeling alright. So opponent summoned this, played this. I think my opponent forgot about their Chameleon 1. So as soon as I saw my opponent summon that, I was just like, okay. Then my opponent realized and left as soon as possible. So that was pretty funny. I hate Sword Soul, man. Like, Sword Soul wouldn't be much of a problem if they just didn't have that one Sword Soul monster who can just be summoned from the hand and then just you summon Brawn. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, it summons itself and summons a tuner. Like, it's just so ridiculous. But yeah. So here my opponent used Maxi. Yeah, I just couldn't get Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Like, sometimes I would activate Melody and then my opponent would just negate it. And it's like, oh my god. Why would you use Ash Blossom on Melody? Oh my god, that's fine. It's fine. It's all good. So our opponent did that to get Polymerization. And then played Polymerization. Summoned Grapha. So then I played Rivalry. Because it looked like my opponent was also using Telements. Because I don't know. Every time I see Shaddoll Beast, I'm assuming Telements. Then my opponent didn't do anything. So I attacked. And then I don't know. It's like, I think my opponent... If this guy... you can special summon one of your... Oh, I guess my opponent didn't play Dragon Lord Dark World that is banished on your graveyard. Because I'm pretty sure my opponent could play this. I guess my opponent just didn't want to play that because my opponent just didn't want to use Fiends, I guess. So I guess that's why my opponent just let that get destroyed. Then my opponent couldn't do anything. And I was just like, okay. So I attacked 4,500 damage. And then I played Summon Limit. And then it's like, well, now if you summon Telements, which you are. I knew you were using Telements. That's the only one you can control. And yeah, my opponent got that. And then my opponent realized, hey, I can't win. This is why I use Floodgates. Blue Eyes, yes, you can't really do too much with them. The trap cards carry them a lot. But look, this video, yeah, there's a lot of Floodgate wins, but there's a lot of games I've had where I don't win with Floodgates, but just, yeah, this video is going to be very Floodgates. Like a lot of Floodgates, yeah, wow. That's going to piss some people off, oh well. Blue Eyes with trap cards versus decks that don't really get bricked too much and can activate like more than 50 things per turn. Yeah. Here I got lucky. I got very lucky. I would have left if I didn't get this one card, which was Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I got very lucky. Very, very lucky. So I Synchro Summoned into Baron. I Synchro Summoned into Baron. Me. I am Baron now. I'm not John anymore. Joniku, John, whatever. He outs. I'm Baron. I did use my Omni Negate because I'm like, I don't want you drawing 2 cards, so yeah. And then I was fine with using my Omni Negate because then I could just use Skill Drain after, so my opponent summoned Sword Soul and revealed that, and I was like, oh my god, so that's the card I was talking about. I hate that card so much. I felt like leaving, but then I remembered I played Maxi, so I was fine. I was like, oh yeah, true, I get to draw cards, and of course infinite permanents while I have farm skill there. But I hate this. It's so broken, this strategy. And then my opponent inflicted 1,200 damage, but yeah, my opponent didn't want to attack, so I guess that's alright. Now, I did activate my effect here just to see if my opponent did have this trap card, and my opponent did. So now, yeah, my opponent activated it and then just decided to destroy this to destroy Skill Drain and Baron, which is fine. Now, I did activate Infinite Permanence here. You could say, hey, you can just attack this with Blue Eyes Jet Dragon and bounce it back. Like, that won't trigger the effect where, you know, if it gets destroyed, like, it can banish, but, you know. What if this is something that will destroy Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, though? Like, so, you know, I couldn't really rely on, you know, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon much here to bounce this back, because this could be something. And if I summon another monster that can destroy this, Infinite Permanence will make it not banish one of my monsters on the field, or whatever this card does. It does something like that. But so I did activate Infinite Permanence because, you know, it gains a lot of attack. Has a crazy effect if it's just like before getting destroyed and stuff like that. So I did want to use Infinite Permanence there. Plus I have Effect Veiler, so in my opponent's turn I can just use Effect Veiler. So yeah, here, yeah, I was glad to use Infinite Permanence because now I can summon a Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon and destroy it with this. Then my opponent used Mirror Force. So yeah, Blue Eyes Jet Dragon gets destroyed now. But yeah, Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon doesn't. I was going to summon near Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon because it seemed like nothing that face down. Then I said, John, what if it's a trap card? So actually, I said John when I'm Baron right now. Yeah, Baron's gone, doesn't matter. John's back. Blue Eyes Tyrant. I was like, what if that's a trap card? Just summon Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. And it was Mirror Force. Who would have thought you would see someone use Mirror Force? But yeah, so that's why I summoned Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, just in case that was some trap card. And obviously Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon is not affected by trap cards. And yeah, now I get Skill Drain back. Now my opponent knows I have Skill Drain, so I don't know why my opponent would just, I don't know, my opponent just should have summoned this in defense or something. I used Effect Veiler instead. I'm like, I'm gonna not use Skill Drain yet, and then my opponent left. It's like, well, you saw me get Skill Drain with Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. But yeah, I'm just glad I used Infinite Permanence on that Sword Soul monster, and then I decided to fuse into Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. I am Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon right now. I'm not John anymore. I gotta stop that. Alright, this is going to be the last one. And then I'll show you my deck, because I did like a little update. It's still, you know, the Blue Eyes Shining Dragon deck, but I couldn't really summon Blue Eyes Shining Dragon in some great replays. Like in some great duels to save for replays. Because there was that one weird duel where I had no idea what the hell my opponent was doing. So I used Infinite Permanence on Junk Synchron. And then, yeah, got negated. Sometimes if you negate Junk Synchron, your opponent sometimes can't really do too much, which is nice. So I used Pot of Prosperity because I did not want to discard any of my cards with Melody. So I was like, alright, I'm going to not deal as much damage, but it's fine. So I used Ash Blossom on my opponent's Maxi. If my opponent did something to negate Ash Blossom, I just would have used Called by the Grave on my opponent's Maxi. Here I didn't really get the greatest cards. I mean, it's alright, but there's Shining, but I don't have Fusion Armament. Oh, there's, look. I actually could have summoned, yeah, I actually could have got Fusion Armament and then just play Melody to get Blue Eye Shining Dragon. That's true. But I don't know. I think I would rather get Alternative and Blue Eyes right now, because I am a bit paranoid about this face down. But it was nothing. And I was like, damn it, I could have just played Blue Eyes Shining Dragon there. Which would have been protected by Blue Eyes Jet Dragon as well. So I was really regretting not doing what I was originally going to do. But that's fine. So here I use Called by the Grave on my opponent's junk synchron in the graveyard, just so this is negated. So yeah, that's negated now. Now, you're wondering why I didn't use Effect Veiler. What if my opponent just summons another monster that has an effect? If I can negate that with Called by the Grave, I'm going to do it. So yeah. Alright, so this is the deck I was using in those replays. I had 3 Dictator of D's. Dictator of D's nuts. I'm sorry. But, I don't know, I just felt like it was a bit too much. Like, I love having 3, but sometimes it can be a bit too much. But yeah, just I had 2 the White Son of Ancients and 3 Dictator of D. I felt like I was seeing too much Dictator of Dick than the White Son of Ancients. Like, I was barely seeing the White Son of Ancients. So I did decide to add 3 instead. So now I can just, you know, summon Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Or even just get Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon from my graveyard to my hand if I summoned it before and it got destroyed or something like that. Because I usually have Blue Eyes White Dragon in my hand a lot. So yeah, it's not a bad card. I just wish it activated as soon as it was sent to the graveyard, because Bestial just screws the hell out of it. But yeah, it just doesn't matter. But I just, you know, I felt like, you know, doing my whole field, you know, having Baron, Floodgates and whatever, and then the White Son of Ancients summons Blue Eyes Jet Dragon during my end phase. So that's why I have 3. Plus I get to Synchro Summon into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, so, you know, that's that as well, but I don't think I really did that in this video. Yeah, very unfortunate I couldn't show off Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. I don't know about having Kashtira in my deck. I just added it for fun again, because it's pretty easy to summon Baron as well with it if you just have, you know, this and Ash Blossom. But I don't know, I'm thinking maybe taking it out, and I don't know if adding another trade in or something, I'm not too sure. You know, I didn't summon Shining Dragon. This deck has actually been doing pretty well in silver rank. No, I'm just kidding. I won like 6 games in a row with this deck, so it's been pretty good for me so far. Don't use it. Don't use it. It's just for fun. Alright, going to end it here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.